Alright, this is a second attempt to make a short video before I go to sleep. It's now 1:20. I wanted to find out my first note. My first note is Trevor Noah is a bitch. And the reason I say that, and I'll see if I can show that to you here. Now, I'm not actually copying video or posting video. I'm making a video of a video plus just a short part of it. So I think that falls under fair rights or fair usage. But anyways, the reason I say that Trevor Noah is a bitch is because he says that Korea is such a wonderful country when it comes to handling the coronavirus. Probably the best in the world. Now, is that true? Well, let's find out. Let's find out what he says, and then let's find out what I'm going to bring up. Let me make sure I have everything here. There we go. So, my first note, I'm going to be able to post a video, I think, unless Trevor Noah's a bitch, which I'm saying he is, and he gives me some kind of Facebook, whatever the fuck it's called, bad mark or whatever. I'd like to see that happen. If that happens, I'm definitely taking screenshots and posting that on my Facebook news page. So I'm going to say that this is under, fair usage, and I'm not going to play it's a 13.46 minute video. You can see it yourself. It's called Trump Won't Wear Mask as U.S. Nears Pearl Harbor Moment, the Daily Social Distancing Show. Now, let's listen to this for a second.
South Korea, they're superstars. They've reported only 47 new cases yesterday. And with fewer than 200 deaths out of a population of 51 million people, South Korea has basically emerged as maybe the only nation to have handled the pandemic with near complete success. And I mean, let's be honest, South Korea was always going to beat Corona, because from what I can tell, everyone in that country has a basement inside their basement. So I mean, if you're the virus, good luck finding a South Korean person. But maybe the best news of all is that there are rumors that Netflix...
Yeah, okay, let's just stop there. Go back to my fake Pokemon from a Wawa G machine. Alright, so, Trevor Noah is talking about South Korea and how well they're handling the virus. So let's look at South Korea. South Korea. Well, let's see. Here it says South Korea has 10,331 confirmed cases, 47 in the last 24 hours, 192 deaths, 6 of those deaths in the last 24 hours. 6,694 have recovered. 96 recovered in the last 24 hours, and blah blah blah. So that's all good and dandy to know. Looks like South Korea is doing pretty good, but are they the best country? Let's see. Let's look Taiwan here. Taiwan, which is a country which I live in and I love very much, has a president, has a government, has an army, has more than one political party with free elections, and it has 376 confirmed cases. 24 in the last 24 hours there have been 3, with a total of 5 deaths. 0 deaths in the last 24 hours. 57 recovered. So let's look at that again. Let's go here and just go probably K. That's all I need. South Korea. 10,331 with 192 deaths, and Taiwan 376 confirmed cases and 5 deaths. And I think out of that you can do it easy search. I think there's only like 47, maybe 50 something confirmed cases that are local. The rest of them are imported. My question is who owns you, Trevor Noah? I mean, like, you come from South Africa. You're a pretty decent comedian. You ended up taking Jon Stewart's shot at the Daily Show, and I thought you were doing a really good job. But now, fortunately, with this CCP virus bullshit, I'm starting to see through your propaganda. So I don't know who owns you, but somebody owns you. You should be your own person, man. why would you not acknowledge the Taiwan at all? Are you part of? Are you owned by the WHO? Are they paying you? Are you owned by the CCP? Are they paying you? Like, what's going on here, brother? You need to up or shape up or ship the fuck out, man. Get your shit right. The next one, let's talk about another little bitch here. And this one, I won't show you his videos, but you can definitely watch it yourself. In fact, what I can do is I can show you part of my videos on him, even though I'll probably talk pretty bad. Let me refresh the screen here and see what I just posted. So, something about his videos. No, I haven't posted this yet because I'll give you a quick briefing on this. What's his name? Nathan Bitch. I have my notes here. Let's see. White, skin-headed Wumal, full of shit. That's basically the notes I have. In his video, titled. Let me see if I can find the title real quick. Actually, I should erase it. It is titled something about Tim Pool claims. Oh, right there. Tim Pool claims USA trying to kill him. Now, that's an interesting video. The video indicates that he's not even talking about Taiwan at all. He's just talking about this guy named Tim Pool. I've seen a couple of his videos. I don't think I've watched a Tim Pool video to completion. I know he wears a beanie, and that's about it. But in this video, you don't even have to watch very far. Just about 3.5 minutes or so before you get angry and upset. He straight up declares Taiwan is not a country and blah, 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 and this and bullshit and another thing, like he would know everything. So I decided I would post him and with some facts about Taiwan. Now, the first post, I can't even show you. Still said 30 minutes. I can't even show you because he deleted it immediately after I posted it. So I tried to write back about the same kind of message. And in my message, I wrote him back. Here, I can find it in the video. I don't actually have to go to the other part. I wrote... Pew, 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 pew. Let's see, right I bet you my first reply is still going to be there, but my second reply won't. Because he's so interested in the truth. Oh, nope, it's gone. Oh, he erased. So oh, no, let's paste it. All right, so I said what I wrote to him. Let me make this larger. I said the KMT was the government of all of China before Mao took the mainland. However, he could not and did not take Taiwan. The KMT went to Taiwan, given back to them by Japan. In the history of the CCP, have they ever controlled Taiwan? The answer is no. They have not. And they will not. Taiwan has a president, a government, an army, and free elections with multiple parties, unlike China. You want to discuss what is right? Let's go, motherfucker. Refute that shit, bitch. Oh yeah, you just did. I posted a similar post a second ago. That was erased in less than a minute. Go fuck yourself, Wu Mao. I'm taking a screenshot this time. Now, in this video, I'm only concentrating on my reply to him. I wrote a previous reply to that where I just said Taiwan is not China. Go fuck yourself, Wu Mao, which was not erased. And if you check out my videos, if you just look for No Name L-A-I, No Name Lie on YouTube, you can find my videos. I just posted these tonight. And I posted this message, 12, 13 times total. I have 2 videos where it details that. And every time in about a minute and a half, he deleted them. Yet he did not delete my Taiwan is not China, go fuck yourself, Wu Mao. So he can take criticism, he just can't take the truth. And that's really weird because he just dissed Serpenstinza ZA and Lao Y86 in a video, calling them frauds and shit. But yet, here's the thing. He's inside China. This guy, what's his name? Nathan Rich. And he's inside China. So, of course, we all know that he can't talk bad about the CCP because he would just disappear. That's it. There'd be no more Nathan Rich. And so, of course, he has to prop up the CCP. Now, me personally, I've lived in China for 2 years. I have not too much problems with China. I mean, every country has their good aspects and every country has their bad aspects. I do, however, think that there's more bad than good. Unlike Taiwan, which has much more good than bad. And I know that because I've lived in Taiwan for, I don't know, going on 8 years now. And so I know he can't really talk bad about China or the CCP. So he's forced to talk bad about Taiwan. And I'm gonna, I don't know if he's an actual legitimate Wu Mao. If the CCP actually pays him or not, but I guarantee you they don't prosecute him for it or persecute him for it. When I was in China, I was always told, one of the first things I was told when I lived in China was that be careful what you say about the government because the walls have ears. And what they meant by that was even your neighbors might turn you in. Down the, on all the streets in every community that people live in, there's security guards and police officers that are part of the CCP, the Chinese Communist Party, and they spy on you. They spy on everybody, not just foreigners, and turn you in. Well, it's really funny. On another video, I told him, I said, because I like to follow him because I get to find out what the CCP narrative is. And I told him, I said, well, why don't you go make a video of maybe you going shopping in a store? Or why don't you make a video of you going out to eat in a restaurant right now? I bet you everybody would like to see one of those videos. Maybe go to a gym and go exercising and make a video of that. And here's the truth is he can't. He can't do that. Because foreigners are not allowed in any of those places. And to give you further proof on that, my wife has a sister who's Taiwanese. My wife is Taiwanese, and of course her sister's Taiwanese. And she lives in China, and she's married to a Chinese man. And they tried to go shopping a while back. I detailed this in one of my first videos. I think it's my second or my third video. And when they tried to go shopping, they check your ID and everything. And if you're Chinese, they'll let you right in. And if you're a foreigner, you're not allowed in there because they're trying to say, oh, foreigners are bringing in the virus. Foreigners are bringing in the virus again. Oh, China is healing and foreigners are bringing in the virus. Well, anybody that has any kind of education at all knows that foreigners aren't allowed in China right now. Borders are closed unless you're Chinese. So these foreigners bringing in the virus are called foreign cases, just like I talked about earlier. Imported cases, and in this video I mentioned it at the very beginning. And what does that mean? Well, if borders are closed to anybody except for national citizens of that country, so in China that would be Chinese citizens, and in Taiwan that would be Taiwanese citizens, even though I do think that Taiwan is a little bit more lax on that. If you have like ARC or APRC, like a marriage visa or something, I think you're still allowed to travel in and out. I'm not entirely sure about that. But in China, you can't. So that means the only imported cases they have coming from China are Chinese citizens. So who is this scare of bringing in the virus into China? It's Chinese citizens returning back, Chinese nationals returning back to China. And but because China is much, much more racist than any country I've ever met in my entire life. I faced racism every single day, all day there, from stares to finger pointings to people just, you'd walk into a public bath or something and people that worked there would never seen a foreigner before with like your build or your muscles or anything like that, and they'd just start touching your body. Not like your dick or anything, but like your arms and your, like your stomach or something like that, because they were curious. Or like a touch your hair, or you'd be standing at a bus stop, and at any given time you could see anywhere from like 4 to 10 Chinese people pointing and staring and tapping their friends on their shoulders, going, "Hey, Lao Wai is there, Lao Wai is there." It's China is by far the most racist country I've ever seen in my entire life. I mean, I have never been to like North Korea, or I'm sure there's other countries that are either just as bad, maybe worse. But the out of all the countries I've been to, and I've been to quite a few, China is by far the racist, and it doesn't need to be like that. That's because it's propagated by the CCP, the Chinese Communist Party. Let's see what my next talking point is. I don't have very many talking points. The next talking point is right now with America finally switching their script, talking about you should cover your face and use cloth or use bandanas or use something like that. One big problem with that is that face masks are made with something that's called non-woven cloth. This is cloth that's not woven. It doesn't have a stitch count. And I saw a video. No, it wasn't even a video. It was a picture of my sister, my adopted sister in Florida, and she was wearing like a bandana or something over her face. And I've seen other ones on that Trevor Noah show. There was the one guy. He was wearing like some kind of woven cloth face mask. That's not going to help you at all. 0% help you. And here's the thing is America doesn't have much of a society that's ever worn face masks. When I came to Asia, when I lived in China and even now living in Taiwan, up until this point, up until this virus point, I've had a hard time understanding wearing a face mask. I see people wear face masks, but as an American, I would never do that. Well, that's changed. I wear face masks probably about 11 and a half to 12 hours a day. Transportation to work, you have to wear it in taxi now. Public transportation on, let's see, buses, slow train, fast train, taxis. And my wife mentioned another one today. Something about shopping somewhere or doing something. I'll have to find out more information on that. But it's more, it's illegal now not to wear a face mask in more and more places here in Taiwan. And the reason for that is if you look at all these countries that don't wear face masks, which is mostly most of these Western countries, and then you look at countries that primarily do wear face masks when people are sick, you'll see a very, very, very big difference in infections. And whatever they say, you might need, there needs to be more scientific study if face masks help or if face masks don't help. There's enough scientific study that you can see right now whether face masks help or not. And one of them is almost purely psychological. Throughout the day, I'd like you guys to play a game. Throughout the day, if you could, if you see somebody, like play with your wife or your girlfriend or even your kids or even coworkers, and if any time that you see them touch their eyes, nose, mouth, or ears, just point it out to them and say, "Hey man, you're touching your eyes," or "Hey man, don't touch your ears," or "Hey man, that's your nose or your mouth." It happens a lot throughout the day. Now, if you've touched a surface that's contaminated with the coronavirus, and then that doesn't matter, you haven't washed your hands, so like an hour, 6 hours, 15 minutes, whatever goes by, and you touch one of those places, your eyes, your nose, your mouth, or your ears, the chances you getting infected, if there was the CCP virus on that surface, are pretty large. Now, of course, if there was no virus there, it's not going to magically make you infected, but you don't know that. And another big problem is that you are so that when you wear a face mask, it doesn't protect your eyes or your ears, but it does protect your nose and your mouth. So you're basically 50% covered. Let's say you wear glasses, or you wear like a beanie over your ears or anything, or something that can cover your ears. Well, then you're basically 100% protected unless you take it off and then touch your crap, which happens. Even I've seen people quite a bit lately. I've been trying to pay more attention to it. I have one kid at school. Every time he freaking coughs, he pulls down his face mask and coughs. Now that's one of the dumbest things you can do. I mean, you're not gonna tell a kid that. Uh, I'd tell him don't do it, but I'm not gonna go, hey man, what the fuck are you doing? You know what I'm saying? You can't really do that with a kid. Uh, you can't talk to a kid like you talk to an adult. And I've also heard a lot of advice of don't talk to children, especially very young children, about the effects and what the virus will do. Just teach them proper hand washing techniques. All my students, they know proper hand washing techniques, and they have to sing "Happy Birthday" 2 times while they're washing their hands to kill the virus more. I heard another rumor. I think it was this morning. My wife told me. She said that her workmate told her that when you use alcohol spray, that it doesn't work for 3 hours. It takes 3 hours for it to kill the germs off of your skin. That's utter bullshit. I'm not entirely sure because it's been many years since I've read anything like this about alcohol spray. I could probably search it for another video, but I'm pretty sure the alcohol itself doesn't actually kill the virus. It's through the evaporation of the alcohol that kills the virus. As the alcohol is evaporating off your skin, it's murdering all the 99% of the virus. There are some strands of bacterium that are immune to rubbing alcohol, but for the most part, it will protect you. I don't know about coronavirus. I'm pretty sure it would kill it. But the best thing, even better than rubbing alcohol, is washing your hands with soap and water, and that will destroy the structure of the coronavirus or most bacterias and destroy it so that it can't infect you. I think I've talked too long about that subject. Let's go to another one, and this one has a little bit of special meaning to me. I have some family member that's very, well, not family member, family members that are pretty poor in America, and even one that's homeless and staying at a shelter, who shall not be named. In Taiwan here, there's the Taiwan, it's a homeless social welfare foundation. And the foundation serves, let's see my notes here. This foundation serves 2 free meals a day, 5 days a week. That's pretty good. You only have to starve for 2 days a week, and hopefully you have enough money to feed yourself. Food is pretty cheap in Taiwan. You can buy like duck meat, 3 vegetables, rice, and soup and a drink for like 60 NT, 70 NT, depending on what part of Taipei are you in, or are you in the outskirts. And that roughly equals a little over $2 American for all of that. It's outrageous. It's wonderful. The food here is wonderful. It's good quality. We don't eat weird shit like bats, and I would say snakes. I've never seen snakes being eaten here, but I eat snakes. Not here, but I've eaten snakes quite a bit in America, even, and in China. We don't eat that here. We don't eat all those weird foods, whatever that armored looking thing is, pendola or whatever it's called. We don't eat none of that weird shit here. And the food is nice and cheap. It's very well cooked. It's a pleasure on your taste buds to live in Taiwan. Let's see. Well, right now, what they're doing is they're not allowing the homeless to stay in the shelters that they have, and they're not serving the meals. Usually, they congregate and eat in together in a room. But during the coronavirus, it says they're handing out something that's called bento boxes. They're just to-go boxes. It's a to-go box. You can take it with you. They're pretty good. You can get them even if you're not homeless. So now that now that some of the homeless are not ooh now that some of the homeless are not allowed to stay in shelters, they can't check up on their health in the shelter because shelters, especially for homeless people, are susceptible to everybody being infected. My family member is also worried about that in Florida where he's at, and it's the same thing in Taiwan. So what they're doing is they're going out and checking people's temperatures and trying to give them hand wash and sanitize their hands out on the street where they are. And donations have been drastically decreased lately. Now that everybody is more worried about themselves than worried about anybody else, and they really hope the public can help. And it's not just the Homeless Social Welfare Foundation; it's also a lot of foundations in Taiwan, and they need things like hand soap, they need masks, they need rubbing alcohol. The hand soap is pretty easy. And if you can get a hold of hand soap, if you're in Taiwan watching this video, if you can get a hold of hand soap and find some of these organizations, I mentioned one of them twice, and send that to them. They desperately need it. At least that's what they say, and I believe it. And the masks and the rubbing alcohol is probably a little bit harder because it's even a little bit hard for us to find masks and alcohol. Hopefully, the masks will be getting a little bit better. Taiwan is currently making and producing about 10 million masks a day, becoming the world's second largest supplier of masks. And they're even making donations. Just recently today, I read that they were donating $10 million, or not $10 million, 10 million. I might be wrong. Sorry, not 10 million. A million masks to different Western countries, and they were also saying like if the public can even make hand soap at home and they can mail it to them. So that's not just the Homeless Social Welfare Foundation in Taiwan. That's also many agencies across Taiwan need help. I hope that we can find those out and that we can help these people that are in more need than even we are. I know a lot of people are out of work right now. A lot of people are also still working, but everybody's afraid. And we still have to do what we can do to help people. They also, these organizations, these homeless organizations, also need more volunteers. They say that they need at least 90% more volunteers than what they have right now in Taiwan's care homes, and they're suffering a manpower shortage. And I'd like to see if we could help out with that more. That would be great. I work and I take care of my wife, and we also take care of my wife's mother after we finish work. She's like super old. But even myself, if I could find the time to do that, and I have face masks, or if I could buy some soap, I myself would like to go out and help some, to whatever capacity that anybody can, even if it's just a little bit. Anyways, I hope that this. I know that nobody's watching this, and I'm no name. So no name and nobody or no one, and I hope that I hope this video reaches you well. I know that nobody ever watches to 28:53. If you've watched to 28:55, leave a message because I guarantee you I won't get a single message. Now 29 minutes. If you've watched 29 minutes of this video, wow. I mean, I watch all of videos, but I don't expect much people to. I've seen a lot of things on Facebook and YouTube. People watch like a minute and a half of a video. I've even seen it on my analytics. I'm trying to learn this Facebook thing and this YouTube thing. And but anyways, I hope this video reaches you well, and everybody's healthy and safe. If you're not, I pray for I don't pray. I hope for a speedy recovery, and try to maintain a distance of at least 6 feet from people. If you can, wear a mask. I mean, even if you don't have unwoven cloth, if you can make anything, even a bandana would help a little bit, even though it doesn't help very much. I mean, I'm sure any little thing helps, just as long as you're trying to be safe and you're washing your hands. And remember, don't touch your eyes, nose, mouth, or ears. You can play a game doing that. If you're at home with your wife or your kids or your girlfriend or your parents even, play a game with them. And the game is every time you see them touch one of those 4 points, point it out. And you'll be very surprised at how easily you are to be infected. Because you're always touching things and you're always touching yourself. And that sounded a lot more kinkier than I was trying to make it sound. You're always touching your face. And you're always touching other things. And so please be careful out there. I can also share, in fact, it's on my phone. Let me see if I can find it real quick. I can also share something else, and I haven't tried to personally make this yet, but I have a friend of mine he's the closest thing to a scientist that I'm very good friends with. I'd say more he's like an engineer, and he has a 3D printer, and he likes to do scientific experiments. Let's see if I can find that real quick. Let's go back to the first side of the page right here. And if I find... Here we go. Alright, this should have it right here. Hopefully. Here we go. Now, what I'm going to send you now are some schematics to make the specifications for a simple open source mechanical ventilator. And I don't know if I can blow this up more. Let me try and see if I can send it to you. That's very hard to read. And you can pause it if you need to pause it. I'll try and blow it up. I'll make another video on this. I don't think this is a good quality, but I'm going to send all 6 pages anyways. And then I'll try to send a better copy in another video. And I don't know if anybody's ever going to try and make one of these. I do know that my friend is going to make one, and he's really smart. He can try and improve on it. If I can find everything that I need, I could make one too. You need like a Raspberry Pi. I definitely don't think that this is going to work. I need to send a better... 3. There's 6 pages there. Yeah, 6 pages there. So let's go back here. This may not be in order, but you can find out the order very easily. Okay, this is the very last page. And I've skimmed over this, but I need to work it out even further than I have to make sure that this is actually correct. So far it seems so. This is schematics to make a ventilator, like an open source homemade ventilator. And worst comes to worst, I mean, if you're dying, it wouldn't hurt you to try to put one together. But anyways, I'll try and send that. And then if when my friend makes it, and he wants to improve on it, and he's already told me any improvements he makes on it, he will send me, he will detail it and record all any changes that he makes, and send that to me, and then I'll be able to try to make a video and post that again with much better quality. But it's now, I wanted to go to bed. I started this video at 1:20 and it's now 1:54 in the morning, and I have a beautiful wife and a beautiful baby in bed waiting for me, and I know I've already said goodbye, but I'll say see you later again. And peace out. I love you all. All right. Bye bye.